everyone. Welcome to a special episode of Torch Talk, where we are taking a deep dive into the realm of our Year 11 students. We recently had the opportunity to chat with some of our Year 11s about their GCSE examinations. They were kind enough to join us today to tell us about their experiences and to share some valuable advice for younger students. Without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to the Year 11s.
It's great to be on Torch Talk today.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Scarlett.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Teresa. And we've just finished our mocks, so we thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the questions the Torch Talk team had for us.
How were your mock exams compared to what you were expecting?
We'd never really done an exam that length before, like that much content.
Yeah,
we had our end
Economics,
of year.
oh my goodness.
Economics is not reality.
I feel like I looked at, I would open a test and I would go through it, and how I do it, I'll just write the questions that I don't understand on my arm, and then I'll go back.
Really, I circled them and I went back.
I do a little
I
star
don't
next to
circle
them, and then if I do a question, I'm not sure if I think I got the answer wrong, I'll put a question mark next to it.
I'll do a dot.
I'll go in feeling very confident, and then I'll look at the test, and it's like,
That's how I felt about math.
A lot of them were pleasantly surprising though.
The geography test, paper 1, that was really nice. I was very happy with that one.
I was surprised with how, I don't know how to word it, but how the information that we got was laid out. We had such it was almost like different sections in a test of information, whereas I thought it would be just everything that we've learned just all at once, but it was kind of
yes. I was
sections.
surprised because not everything is tested, only a little bit of it is.
Yeah,
That's so frustrating.
You kind of have to roll the dice and study some things more than others.
Yeah.
The good thing is though, they did give us what was going to be on it, which was nice because you couldn't.
All right, next card.
Next question. What was the most challenging exam for you?
Math.
Oh,
Math. Talk about math.
Math. I'm not a very mathematically minded person, but it ended up the results were actually really a lot better than what I was expecting.
I think for me, economics, the long paper 2.
Economics paper 2, which was the first one that we took, I found it kind of shocking. I would just keep flipping the page and there was just
I don't think it was hard. It was just there was so much, and I was not expecting that much.
Yeah.
And
I just it was I don't know. It was kind of because you can repeat the information that you've known on different questions.
Yeah.
Which was definitely useful. But maths paper 2
And history.
Oh yeah, history.
It's so much to write in such a short period of time.
Yeah, if I had to say what was I'm expecting the worst from is probably Spanish for me. But in terms of actually sitting in the exam and being panicked, that was probably history or biology paper 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you got so good.
Okay. How are you feeling about taking the GCSE exams?
It's scary, guys.
Okay, if we think about it, we've put in all this work for our mocks, so we've got that down. It's only up from here.
Exactly.
Right.
And
we're gonna have more time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna know how to prepare more. All the study notes that I made for my mocks, I now have them for my GCSE, so I'm not gonna have to do that.
I definitely think mocks were difficult, but I would not do them.
In so many of our subjects, we're almost done learning all the content.
Which is so nice.
It's just the mock, studying everything for the mock again, but you already know it. So it's a little bit
And the mock kind of revealed to me what's units I just don't know at all, and what units I'm good at, so I can use that for studying.
Yeah. So for taking our actual one though, it is scary. We've most of us though have already done one of our GCSEs, and we've got we've done one.
English,
so we know
what it's like.
Yeah, we've had the idea of kind of sitting the exam and being
it's very formal.
This is
I didn't expect it to be so formal. The whole clear wall, everything about it's very. I feel professional, and I feel like I have to take my exams with my legs crossed and just be professional, and it's a little work interview, but it's not.
And also, didn't put as much effort into my mocks as I usually do, because what normally happens is, and I feel like a lot of people agree, they sort of run out of steam.
Oh yeah.
So I think for me, it can only get better.
For week 2, I was like, what's the point? Like, I'm just tired.
Yeah, but
I
the
know,
last day
Miss,
was almost at the point. Like, anything that I learned, like, it is what, like, it is.
Like, if I don't know it now, I'm not gonna.
Miss Kelly, who's our head of year, said that people normally do worse in the second week, and I was like, but why? Because, you know, you've had paper 1, you know kind of what's going to come up on paper 2 because it didn't come up in paper 1, and I didn't really believe her. I was like, that's not going to happen to me, but it did. It was tiring by paper 2.
Okay, next card.
How do you plan to study for the real GCSE exams?
Flashcards. For history and geography, flashcards are my best friend. So.
Yeah, writing out the notes, I think works. Like, for me, the night before the exam, all I would do is just like write out things quite frantically because it got it into my short-term memory. But for the actual thing, I want to like go into it. It's all going to be in my long-term memory, which is definitely flashcards for me.
I think I plan I've had a little break of studying from the mocks, which has been really nice, but I think I need to get right back into it because I don't want to make it so that I nicely study, like it's all chill, and then like the week before the GCSEs, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, for me with mocks, I just started too late. I started too late because I was working on other work or coursework, and so it was just, yeah.
For me, I think I need to do more past paper questions.
Yeah,
I think
me too. And use the CGP
past papers
textbooks.
is a big one.
Your 10s, if you have a CGP textbook.
Use it.
Really
it's your best
Also,
friend.
Order on Amazon. There are these packs of like pre-made flashcards.
Really?
Order them for sciences and like math and economics, I think. Yes. Okay, next card. How will you organize your day at home?
So
Wake up.
I assume this is talking
Make my
about.
bed.
I assume this is talking about once we go on study leave, guys. So not when we're at school.
Okay, I plan on having a clean room 24/7, and my room is
Yes.
always messy. I'm against making my bed. I've fought that battle with my mom about, well, I'm just gonna go sleep in it. Like, I
Yeah,
have to make it.
before mocks, before mocks for your actual exams, do a deep clean of your room because
have
trust
a
me,
wall
when you
and organize piles of your
yeah,
classes
if
of your
you,
papers.
because the last thing you want to do when you come back from an exam is come back to your like messy room with
Have to
papers
study.
everywhere and have to study. It's just not
But
fun.
for the GCSEs, I definitely plan on, once we're on study leave, probably like studying for a little bit and then taking a break and walking down to the beach or something, or going to the gym and then
Walking
coming
my
back
dog was
studying.
great during
Studying
mocks.
outside, I
As,
think
like,
is
a break.
genuinely like just studying in like your backyard is like I find it so like it's less stressful.
Yes, working
If it's sunny,
outside.
Nice breakfast. Nothing
Oh,
motivates
yeah.
me more than like a nice breakfast and a fancy drink. Like I've been making
Oh, same.
smoothies.
I've gotten to the point
and
I cannot
lattes.
study unless I'm drinking a smoothie.
Yeah.
Like it's fun, but it also gives you energy.
Another part of structuring your day when you're studying, I think, is really important, is getting up and then not, I know you don't have to go anywhere, I know you don't have to go to school, but not staying in your pajamas, studying in bed on your laptop. You need to get up, have a shower, wash your face, whatever, and then you should change your clothes. That really helps me like move away from, especially because like I don't study in like the lounge of my house or anything, but I might do that for my actual thing. I was in my room, so there were a lot of like temptations.
Yeah, having a
Lie
shower
down
in the
in my bed.
having a
Don't
shower in the
use-
morning just wakes you up. Like it's the best thing.
Don't use your phone to take breaks. You said that. But
Yeah,
like
I
once
was
I
saying
get
this
on there,
earlier.
it does not.
As soon as I
stop.
get on my phone, I'll send like a couple videos and then, whoa, it's been an hour. How's it been an
Yeah.
hour?
Time passes so fast when I'm on my phone, but when I study, it's so slow.
It's so
Like,
slow.
Okay. What are your distractions and how do you deal with them?
My handheld mobile device is a pretty big distraction.
My dog.
I listen to I need to get out of this habit. I listen to music when I study, and now
Same.
it's really bad because I don't.
Well,
retain
actually,
my
I've started
attention.
listening to country music because it's a little bit like more like
For me,
calm.
I've actually started listening to like music without words.
Like
'cause
classical, you put me on classical for studying, and all I listen to is classical music when I study.
I know it's very motivating to listen to classical music while you're studying.
Especially history.
Yes, especially history for some reason. Oh yes.
Okay, another distraction that I have, and this is probably my biggest distraction to ever exist, is the view from my windows is the ocean. So if it's a flat, calm day and it's sunny, that's probably the biggest distraction that I can ever have. Just the fact that I'm not at the beach.
I
And
think
My dog is always with me.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
me, how I deal with distractions as well is when and lack of motivation. Because sometimes the last thing you want to do, but what you have to say, you have to get up and you say, you know, oh, I want to go on my phone. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I don't want to study. You have to say, okay, you're going to do it for 15 minutes, and then you can stop. And then you'll find after you've started studying, you've gone 15 minutes, you're like, oh, like I'm in it now and I'm okay.
I think if you do short intervals and then like short breaks, like it doesn't seem like as bad than doing like 2 hours of studying for a 10-minute break.
But definitely getting started is the most difficult part about studying. Because once I'm started, I'm like, oh, okay. And then as soon as I like learn something, like transcription and translation for human bio, as soon as I got it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you are a genius.
I think the topic is like the biggest relief.
For me, as not a morning person, I had a really bad habit of when I wouldn't have an exam one day, I'd get up in the morning and I would just like let the morning kind of slip away, and then I would start studying by 1 and I'd realize, well, now I've lost half the day. But sometimes, you know, I'd actually get up early and then I'd let myself have my wake up period, and then I'd be able to start studying by 10. And then I was like, oh, now I
over
have
the break,
whole
I
day.
set an alarm because I like to sleep after my alarm goes off. So I set an alarm for 6 and I slept until 7, and that's like the best sleep you can get. And then at 7, when I woke up, I was like, okay, like you can have like an hour to like get ready, eat, do whatever you want, and then you're studying. And I actually just like started studying, and I even told my mom, I was like, Mom, like I ate, like you need to take my phone away, like just come in and grab my phone. She was like, okay. She came in, she kept grabbing my phone. I knew where she hid it, so it didn't make that big of a difference. But
Alright, going back onto the distractions though, group studying does not work for me because Scarlett came over and we ended up biking for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
I have to say, for me, I can't study in school. I'll get distracted, I'll want to leave, I'll want to talk to my friends, and if I come into school, I either want something like explained to me, I want to go to a teacher or a friend, but if you're planning on, like, I'd say for English, or kind of some of the humanities subjects, maybe even history, group study kind of works because you can come in, you can kind of talk about poems or talk about the book. But if you want to just sit down and memorize something, I would not recommend.
I feel like group studying only works once you know what you like. Once you know it, and you're just talking about it to get it like locked in. I think then group studying is effective, just because I like talking about stuff helps me like learn it.
All right, guys.
Do none of you want cookies?
Sorry.
No.
Okay, last question. What advice do you have for younger students?
Take breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the earlier you start, the better, but don't stress it. Like,
for me, I am kind of not a morning person, and I work better in the evenings. I get some motivation then, and I'd say just instead of always staying up late and telling myself you need to wake up earlier and earlier, I would actually just kind of let myself shift, as long as once I woke up, I was actually studying for the same amount of time. So I'd say good sleep though.
Go to your teachers for help. Your teachers want to help you. Like, they want you to do well. You can always ask them, like, if you don't understand something, if you don't know how to approach a question.
as well as making a study plan.
Oh yeah,
Because
like,
I
you
had
honestly-
absolutely no clue what I was doing, and just studying when I wanted to study automatically. Like, I didn't choose it. It meant that the classes that I don't like as much, or I'm not as good at, or I struggle more, I just put them to the side and I focus on the classes that I'm better at. But really, I need to be focusing on those. So a timetable where I can hold myself accountable, like, okay, like chemistry and biology for 2 hours.
I think that waking up or reaching, 3 o'clock, whatever time, and just thinking, oh my god, I need to study right now, like what am I gonna do? I have to do math, I have to do history, I have to do geography, I have to do economics, is really daunting. But if you have a study plan, you reach that time and it's like, you're doing this for an hour, you're like, okay, I'm doing this for an hour,
I've sort of, what I've done is I have 8 subjects, so I do like 1 or 2 subjects a day. So Monday is history and Spanish, Tuesday is geography, Wednesday is biology. So like a day for each subject means that you can spend a lot of time, but like gradually you're building up the amount of, I guess, knowledge that you have.
Yeah,
I would also say structure it how you want though.
Yeah, for me, studying for a whole day is just like an unachievable goal.
Yeah, also
breaking it up. If I
don't make your
study
study
with like
plan
a
unachievable.
30-minute break in between, but then I like go out for lunch or I go to the beach or
For me,
go to training, it's better.
For me, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like my busiest days. And I know if I tell myself, oh, you're gonna come home 7:30 at night and you're gonna study for that's not happening. That is not gonna happen. So I'm not gonna put that pressure on myself to do it. I just
make your study plan realistic as long as you know you're gonna stick to it. As long as you know you've said I'm gonna study for 4 hours today, I'm gonna study this time, this time, this time. As long as you know that you're gonna do it, then don't over plan.
Also, I showed my study plan. Sorry, Sophie. I showed my study plan to my mom, and I gave her a copy. And then if she would walk into my room, and I would just be like laying on my bed on my phone, she'd be like, "You're supposed to be studying math right now. Go study math." And that would be easy. And then she could ask me at the end of the day. She was like, "Oh, so what'd you study in math?" And if I had nothing to say, she would be like, "Okay, like you need to study."
And I get fun.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing, like, I use my flashcards and I do, like, Geography Jeopardy with my sister. Like, she'll be the host and I'll say, I'll take posts for 200. Like, you can make it like a game show or you can do it with your family and that'll just motivate you to do it. Like, it'll motivate you to do it, but you'll be enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I think if I had to say, like, the last thing just be like, make it about you, what works for you, because teachers, they mean really well, but they might tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to study for this long, you need to study for this long, and your friends might be doing something different. Like, I couldn't do Sophie's plan and study just 2 subjects a day. I kind of do a little bit of everything. So yeah, just do what works for you, make it realistic, and just like plan as much as you can.
And don't underestimate yourself. Like,
Don't sell yourself short.
know.
You'll be fine.
To finish off, thank you so much for having us on Torch Talk. We really enjoyed coming in and talking about our exams and giving advice for next year. And these cookies and hot chocolate were really nice, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope this was helpful for our younger students who may have exams coming up in the next few months. Thank you so much for the Year 11s for their time. This has been a Torch Talk Special Edition.